Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Ping, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. So let's take a look at your situation. So you want to get up to 100 on your TOEFL exam. You say 4. I'm going to say in the next few months. That's going to be better. You said my English is okay, but I know my weakness is grammar and reading speed. Other part is not good either. I had the IELTS 2.5 years ago, and it turned 5.5 average out of 9. I would say, and I scored a 5.5 out of 9. You say, which is not good. I believe my English got approved a little during this 2 years in the United States. I don't know. You have a lot of language use issues. For example, you say got approved. No. You want to say my English has improved a little in the States. So from the email you're sending me, you definitely have problems with your verb tenses, your word choice. You say, can you make a plan for me to reach my goal as soon as possible? How many months do you think? So I have an idea how much I should pay at one time. The good news for you is my course is inexpensive. The most it'll ever cost you at one time is $38. That's it. You don't have to pay a lot of money to me. Pretty much, think of it this way. My online TOEFL course is for the most part free for you. The only thing your $38 pays for is the operating cost for my website. But you will have complete unlimited access to over 700 vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, listening, reading, writing, and speaking lessons. So my best guess for you, if you're scoring about 5.5, which is close to around 70, 72 on the IBT TOEFL exam, and based on the language use issues I'm seeing here, you're probably looking, I don't know, I'm guessing maybe 4 to 8 months of really, really good practice, I think, before you're going to get 100 on the IBT TOEFL. You got a lot of language issues you're going to solve. It just depends on how long it takes you to solve all these language issues. So first of all, again, what you do is, Ping, is when you go to my course at onlinetoeflcourse.com, you click on the join. And then there, you create your PayPal account and make your payment. Your payment is only $38 a month. So if, once you create the payment, PayPal will automatically bill you every month a cost of $38 until you cancel. How does that work? Let's say that you join my course today on August 12th. Then September 12th, you'll be billed again another $38. And then October 12th, you'll be billed again. So what you want to do is, when you're ready, when you no longer need to use my course, you cancel your PayPal subscription at your PayPal account, and then at that point, I will unenroll you from my course. That's pretty much how it works. So how much do you have to pay at one time? $38. That's it. Think about it. You pay more when you fill your car up with gas, don't you? And think of it this way. When you become one of my students, you can actually complete pronunciation, speaking, and writing practice tests, and guess what? I actually score them and will give you feedback. I even have a VoxyPop discussion group in which my students post their speaking and get responses from me or feedback from me on how they're doing in terms of their pronunciation, their language use, and also their topic development. So that's it. So now the next question is, what is my plan for you? That is your question, right? So I recommend at this point, get out a sheet of paper and start writing down what I'm about to tell you. Okay, number one, you need to work on your reading anyway, because your reading speed is not good. And guess what? If you're reading slowly, you will not have as good a concentration as when you're reading faster. You have to gradually work on improving that reading speed. So one of the first things you want to do, Ping, is to start reading on a regular basis. I want you to work up until you're reading for about 45 minutes every day without stopping. That means without texting, without answering your phone, without answering the door, without being distracted. You want to read nonstop for about 45 minutes. This is going to build your concentration and your comprehension. What do you read? I recommend pick materials in which you have an interest, and some materials that you might start reading are newspapers, magazines, and longer books. So the key here is to pick topics that you actually have an interest in, but you should start reading every day for 45 minutes. That's number one. Number two, get in the habit of practicing your listening comprehension every day. You need to make your ears a little faster. So again, make sure you focus on topics you have an interest in for the most part. Now, if you have English TV, you're saying that you're living, I think, here in the United States. So if you have English TV, I recommend news, documentary, history, and especially science programs. These things will be very, very helpful for you and for your academic English language abilities. Now, if you don't have English TV, there are 3 websites I'm going to recommend to you right now. You might want to write them down. National Public Radio, TED Talks, and Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. These 3 websites will give you some good practice with your academic listening comprehension proficiency. Now, we're not done yet. As you do the reading and the listening practice, this is my point 3, you should get in the habit of note-taking. Make sure you write down the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages. Then, using your notes, that brings me to number 4, you need to start writing 3 250-word academic summaries each week. Right? This is helping you practice your integrated writing. So again, you're using your notes from the reading and the listening passages, and you're writing academic summaries each week. Make sure the summary is about 250 words. You need to be comfortable writing about other people's ideas. Number 5, in addition to writing about the reading and the listening passages, you should also practice speaking about them. And my recommendation here is 3. I want you to do 3 60-second oral responses each week based on the reading and the listening passages that you're practicing. Again, you're using your notes, and you're speaking about the reading and the listening passages. Now, you should record your voice. Even though I'm not going to listen to this, you should record your voice and then listen to it later on so you can pay attention to your pronunciation, your grammar, vocabulary, and also your topic development. So these are things you can start doing today, and guess what? They cost you nothing. Free. This is free for you. But it's very good practice. I have given many of my online students exactly these suggestions, and they have been able to improve their TOEFL score just by these first 5 steps. Now, number 6 is I recommend that you start going through my online TOEFL course, right? Obviously, you have to join my course. And the first thing for you is I want you to work in the first 3 areas of my course. Work in the pronunciation, vocabulary, and the grammar sections of my course. Do that first. Now, so you don't burn out, you'll pick each day, maybe pick 3 lessons. You'll do a pronunciation lesson, you'll do a vocabulary lesson, and a grammar lesson. The next day, the same thing. So you're working in those 3 areas on a day-to-day basis until you finish that part of my course. That'll probably take you a month or so. Once you've done that, then I want you to move to the listening and the reading sections of my course. Remember, you need to work on your reading speed. And guess what? I can help you improve your reading speed to over 350 words a minute in the reading part of my course. So, again, you'll pick 2 lessons each day when you get to this part of my course. You can do like a listening lesson 1, then reading lesson 1. Then listening lesson 2, then reading lesson 2. So again, you're practicing in both of those areas. Now remember, as you do practice in the listening and the reading parts of my course, I want you to continue like you already have been doing. I want you to continue taking notes on the listening and the reading passages. You need to get used to that. This is a very important skill for the TOEFL IBT. All right, the next part. Once you've done the listening and the reading parts of my course, then you can focus on the writing and the speaking sections. This is where you'll start getting regular feedback from me, right? So again, you'll do like a writing lesson, then a speaking lesson, another writing lesson, another speaking lesson, until you can finish most of that. Now, as you're doing practice at my website, if you want to mark your progress, I do have an additional service that you can use. In the 8th section of my course ping, I actually have a link to a website that offers full-length IBT practice tests. No joke. Each practice test is about 5.5 hours long, and it will give you a chance, number one, to become more familiar with the structure and the format of the TOEFL IBT exam, which is important. Number two, you also develop the strength and stamina that you need for a 5.5 hour English test. And three, you'll mark your progress. You can see how close you are to your goal of getting 100 on the TOEFL IBT. So maybe every 1 or 2 months, you can take a full-length IBT practice test, and you can see where you are, and then you can make a decision on whether or not you want to pay the $200 to take the official IBT TOEFL exam. And that's it. Those are my suggestions for you. Now remember, the first 5 suggestions that I recommended, you remember doing the reading, the listening, note-taking, and then writing and speaking about the information, you should spend about 60% of your time following those first 5 suggestions. Now 40% of your time right now you can spend going through the lessons in my online TOEFL study course. If you can follow this plan for at least 4 months, you will have made some pretty good improvements with your academic English language proficiency. Now, will you have made enough improvements to get 100? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. That's why you probably want to take a full-length IBT practice test at that point to mark your progress. Then you can make the decision of how close you think you are to reaching your goal. Remember, the TOEFL's a journey. There's a lot of bumps along the way. There's a few obstacles here and there. But remember this one thing somebody told me a long time ago, PACE. P-A-C-E. Positive attitude changes everything. So stay positive, be consistent in your studies, work hard, follow my plan. And I think you will be able to reach your goal in time, but it's going to be hard work, and you have to be prepared for that. All right? Thank you, Ping.